G'day guys, Scott here from Dr. Greenthumbs. Today we're going to finish off our no-till garden bed inside our Pine Lab grow tent. Okay, so you might remember from our previous episode, I planted this out with, I think it was 6 nasturtium seedlings. Look at where they've gone in the last, I think it's been about 7 to 8 weeks now. We are a little bit behind on this tent. So it's really not rocket science. What I'm going to do is follow these plants to the original base where I planted them and just quite simply snip them off. Now I did put in a whole heap of these lettuces in the meantime as well, so I'm just going to take care of those while I'm at it. Now we did experience a few pests in this tent. It's a little bit hard with the amount of foot traffic in and out of the store and being in a warehouse. Did get a few little aphids, but we are under control, so I'm pretty confident just to chop all this just like that. So now I am going to try and get it into a big ball just to show you exactly how much we managed to grow from only a couple of handfuls of inputs. So that's the first half of our bed just there. And I have put in, after that last video, some little dichondria seedlings as well here, which are just starting to spread out. So much has grown up the back there. It's incredible. It's really not bad from a couple of handfuls of inputs. Try and find any flowers because you should be eating them. Nice and tasty. Nice. Now all I'm going to do is start to rip this up like that. Start ripping all of this apart. Oh, there's a little wormy up the top there as well. Now I've been keeping this bed, growing this at about 30 to 40% moisture content, which has been super easy to keep dialed in with our IBBot soil quality meter just here. Okay, so there we are. Now we just want to evenly lay it across our bed without losing any of our meters. There's our little flower. So should have eaten that, guys. They're very, very tasty, nice and peppery. So there you have it. All of that is now just going to break down and basically resupply all those nutrition back to the soil. Now you might remember from our original video, we literally use less than 5 handfuls of compost and a few light dustings of amendments to produce all that biomatter. Now what we want to do is take our bud and bloom and go and grow options and just do a light dusting of the bed, just in preparation for our heavier feeding crops in about a week or two's time. So this garden bed is about 200 litres of soil in total. So what we're going to do is 4 solid handfuls of the go and grow and the bud and bloom. Start with the go and grow, just trying to be as even as I can so we don't create any hot spots. Okay, I think I'll stop at 3, just visually looking at that, of the go and grow. And I'll start off with 2 to 3 of the bud and bloom. Now by using equal portions of the go and grow and bud and bloom like we just have in this garden bed, what we've actually put down is an all-purpose blend. But if you do want to keep it growth specific for vegetative growth or flowering growth, you just use the 2 products separately. Okay, so after that you can see what we're left with is a light sprinkling of our dry amendment kits on the top and all this organic matter from the nasturtium that we've just chopped down. Now all we're going to do with this now, because we are doing the no-till approach, which means we aren't going to be digging this garden bed up, is applying maybe 5 or 6 solid handfuls of compost, just so we can re-inoculate that biology and have this starting to break down in no time. Okay, now it really is that simple. That is going to provide our tomato plants, which we're going to sow in about 2 weeks, enough nutrition for 6 to 8 weeks worth of growth. And if we find our leaves are starting to yellow out and do need more nutrition, it's super simple, just to add a little bit more as you go. Now feel free to add any other sort of straw or mulch layers to the top of this just to help keep the moisture in. But what we're going to do is just turn our grow lights down, keep it nice and moist, and just watch all this break down in the course of the next 5 to 10 days. So as you can see, to get this bed ready for planting, and the chop and drop process is super simple. So what we're going to do now with a bit of time up our sleeves is actually go to our mate's brewery and help him repot his hops plants. Hey George.
Hey mate, how are you?
Good, yourself? Good, let's do it. So what we're looking at doing today is basically re-swapping this soil out for these hops plants. It's quite a poor quality soil. It's bone dry at the top, but soaking wet at the bottom. So we want to add an evenly blended soil that is going to allow the moisture to evenly penetrate and escape down the bottom. Now these hops plants have pretty extensive root systems, so we are going to have to be important not to damage it too much, just because we are wanting it to grow sooner rather than later. So we're just going to gently roll it out of the other pot and free those roots up so we can transplant it into our new fabric pot. We'll enrich it with a little bit of coca coir just to help hold that moisture, and then top it up with our regular soil afterwards. Okay, so once we get all that added in and the pot's built up, we just need to add 4 to 5 solid handfuls of both the Go and Grow and the Bud and Bloom, just to give this plant all the nutrition it will need for the next 2 to 3 months to grow. A good top dress of compost is always good, just to really help solidify those microbes and start our nutrition breaking down. And then we just simply water in with our rootroids and fruitroids. And at the end, just making sure all our Go and Grow and Bud and Bloom is well away from the plant stem, just so we don't have any issues there as well. As simple as that, everyone.
Cheers.